11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think Bernardo won it.
Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano.
Smile from Manny Pacquiao. Oh, counter
derecha en dos oportunidades. El Canelo alcanzó a hacer daño con él.
What's going on, everybody? Don't know how long I'll be on. It shouldn't be that long, quite frankly, but got a lot of things going on today. Got to get ready for work in about 40 minutes or so. So let's get this one started. Andre Rodriguez, Anthony Sanchez in the building. How's it going? Hit the like button. You guys know the drill. Hit the like, all right? And if you like the content, you want more people to see it, let YouTube know that this is content that's worth watching by hitting the like button, by leaving a comment, by engaging. It's much appreciated, and I always appreciate everybody with all that great stuff, okay? I did not hear that about the canvas. That's very interesting, Andrew. That's the first time I actually hear about that. I've been very busy all morning. I know they have the press conference, but we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Let's go ahead and talk here. So, first of all, really quick, Alexander Usyk is a fight that I suggest everybody watches the Otto Wallin fight with Fury. Okay? Look at that fight. And I understand that Fury won, and he won under the circumstances of a cut. And I give Fury a lot of credit for that. But nonetheless, he was cut. And I do feel, in my opinion, that was a tougher fight than most want to admit, in my opinion. It's just totally my opinion. I thought he went life and death in that fight. And he's very fortunate the ref didn't stop it. Right? Otto Wallin is nowhere near as good as Alexander Usyk, right? He just isn't. But he is southpaw though. He's only about an inch or two taller than Usyk, so it's a good fight to look at, in my opinion. And we are here now. Alexander Usyk, in my opinion, is going to be landing this straight. Now, it is from a southpaw position. This is left hand. I don't use the term backhand. I probably should, but whatever. Because I could end up saying right hand when it's not. It's literally not the right hand. But that straight left is going to be landing in. I just don't. I've been watching some fights. I've been watching some Fury fights, some Usyk fights. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's never easy at this level. But once Usyk finds that left, and I don't think it's going to take that long, that left ain't going to stop landing. And I do think it's going to be sharp. I think it's going to sting. And I think it's going to hurt Fury more than people think. Right? Also, that left is going to be going towards a trajectory of the side of the face where Fury was cut, I believe anyway. I believe it was a right eye. Let's see what eye was cut. Hold on. Let's look it up really quick before I move on. I trust my memory, but my memory could always be wrong, right? So let's I want to look at an image here. It was the left eye, right? Like I'm not imagining things. It was the left eye. The right eye. It is the right eye, right? It is. Okay, I'm looking at images right now. I just wanted to be sure. So, especially if Fury is in an orthodox position, right? Usyk can find a variety of punches with his left. He could throw the straight left. He could loop it a little bit if he wants, and he could find home to target the scar tissue on the right side of his face, right? Plus, it was cut again, which is why the fight was postponed. I think there's an excellent chance that that cut gets reopened, especially with how sharp the punches of Usyk are, the way he turns on his shots, the way the shots are crisp and clean, and there's a really good chance, especially with Fury trying to move his head, it could brush through him, and I could see Usyk cutting him again there. I think there's an excellent chance that he gets cut again, even if he goes southpaw, because your foot placement changes, right? The position of your shoulder changes, but your face, your head is still, you may be, slightly there, but you cannot change the position of your right side of your face is, the left side of your face is, right? The angle in which you need to land is going to change, but it's when it lands, it's still going to have the same repercussions. So that's number one. My first recommendation is the following. If that cut does reopen, right, which I think is very likely here with the volume of Usyk, with the fast pace of Usyk. Usyk throws more than one punch at a time, so there's going to be a lot of leather around that trajectory of that right eye. And this is what I recommend, if he's cut, especially if he's cut early, if blood starts streaming down, it's caused by a punch, on the live betting, I recommend betting Usyk by stoppage. Because that eye, if the blood starts streaming down, especially if it starts getting in his eye, Usyk is not going to let up. Usyk's going to keep coming at different angles on him. And to me, as crazy as it sounds, if that cut happens, he's going to stop Fury. That's it. Or there's a good chance, right? Don't bet the house on it. I'm just saying the odds are probably going to be pretty good. So I would put that bet on there. That's number one. Okay. Second, I'm pretty certain Usyk's going to win round one, win or lose. I'm pretty certain. If you're betting Fury, I would do a live bet after the first round or two. You're probably going to get better odds. That's another, just putting that out there. If Fury fights southpaw, it's okay. I think he might try to do both. There's a good chance he's mostly going to stay southpaw. The issue is not where their feet are. The issue is going to be I do think Fury's going to go a little low, just a little bit, right? And he's going to be a little more compact, right? Against a taller Fury. I think Fury's going to be using his jab from the outside. I don't think Fury's going to find anything else other than the jab from the outside, quite frankly. And he's going to try to get on the inside. He's going to try to rough up Usyk. He's going to try to smother him. He's going to try to tire him out. That's what he's going to try to do. I just don't think it's going to work. I don't. I don't think he's going to keep up with the pace of the fight. I don't. I think he's going to be thinking twice a little bit because that left hand's going to be down. It's going to be landing down the pipe, and Usyk can throw it in a variety of ways. Plus, Usyk also has that right hook. And he's got to jab himself. Like, there's a lot of things he's going to have to be looking out for that I don't think Fury is used to. I don't think Fury is used to somebody, right, who has different offensive weapons like that. I just don't. Who? I don't think Usyk isn't used to fighting somebody who's that quick. I think Usyk enjoyed a speed advantage against Chisora. I think he enjoyed a speed advantage against Dillian White. I think he had to, like, he's not going to enjoy that in this fight. I think he knew, okay, I took away Wilder's right hand. I'm going to force him, like, to beat me another way. You could do that with Wilder, but you cannot do that with Usyk, right? So like that's how I feel about it, right? With anyone who says so, Fury's a very versatile fighter. Yeah, which means he could fight different guys in different ways, but he's not fighting different guys here. He's fighting Usyk. His ability to box on the outside just isn't really going to benefit him, I believe. It's my opinion in this fight. Being the bigger man, getting on the inside, roughing up Usyk, making it ugly, right? Tiring him out. It's his pathway to victory here. I just getting down and dirty is his pathway to victory. His pathway to victory is not jabbing you on the outside, leaning against the ropes and making a miss like he did against Schwartz. He's not going to do any of that against Usyk. This is the best footwork Tyson Fury has ever faced, quite frankly. And he's fighting somebody who is going to bring up the pace, right? You're going to have to fight at a fast pace in this fight. Like, there's not going to be a moment where you could just chill for a little bit, in my opinion. So that's that. I've not seen the press conference, guys. I don't make anything of the press conference. That's just me. I picked Usyk months ago. I'm sticking with that pick. We'll see the weigh-in tomorrow. We'll see how it looks. But that's that. That's all I got to say about that. I got Usyk winning. Usyk's going to come in at a variety of angles. That's what he's going to do. And when he's watching for the straight, he's going to have some hooks and some jabs. And there's just a lot more Fury's going to have to look out for in that mid zone and that, from mid range. He's going to have a lot to deal with, I think. So we'll see. All right. Don't be surprised if he knocks down Fury. I wouldn't be surprised. A straight right down the pipe, right in the money. Cunningham dropped him, right? So like, of course he could be dropped. Of course. And I also don't think Usyk's this little itty bitty little dude that people make him out to be. I think a grown man like that hits you 225 pounds of man, and he lands clean. Like, you're gonna feel that, right? So we'll see. That's that. Let's talk about this whole Victor Conte thing, bro. Here's what I want to say to everybody, anybody out there listening. Okay? Here's what I want to say. Here's what everyone keeps harping on. And from my understanding, this isn't the first fight that Ryan has fought in that he signed up for VADA. Right? He signed up for VADA in this fight. He signed all the paperwork. Right? He signed and put his initials on the vials and the tubes when he did his test. He pissed on it or whatever. He covered it himself and he put the tape over it. It doesn't even have their name on it. That shit goes to a lab, bro. It has a serial number on it. And they test it, and that's that. I don't give a fuck what Victor Conte's involvement with VADA is, quite frankly, or was. The tests are not done in Victor Conte's garage, bro. They're done in a WADA accredited lab. is where the tests are done. Now, you may or may not care about drug testing. That's your prerogative, man. Everyone has a right to their opinion. But if you didn't care about Victor Conte before, but you only care about him now just because Ryan tested positive, I mean, that's a little weird to me. Okay? All of a sudden, you have an issue with Victor Conte's involvement when VADA got started. All of a sudden, you give a shit, right? All of a sudden, you care, but you didn't care when you signed up for it for multiple fights. You didn't care for it when you signed up for this fight. You didn't say anything about it before the fight. You only had something to say until you tested positive. Yes, the samples are collected by a third party. They're not collected by Victor Conte. My issue isn't, look, it may turn out that it was a contamination. It is what it is. We'll see. Let's let the facts come out. However, I mean, we can't just let the ignorant run the asylum, guys. I'm sorry. You don't get to run the asylum because you're so stupid enough to understand how shit works. All right? You cannot be so ignorant that you don't know how shit works. The dude he's positive, bro. Like it is what it is. If there's a logical explanation as to why that's in the system, then he could provide the logical explanation. What's not a logical explanation is, oh, wow, Victor Conte must have done something. The Haney's tampered with my drug test. How the fuck can they do that? Like that's the dumbest shit I ever heard, bro. Honestly. That's retarded. There's no other way to put it. At all. Yeah, Steve, but if VADA collected, people would say, oh, Victor Conte is involved, but since he's not involved, you see, here's a problem. Third parties are hired by a lot of these drug companies to collect samples. It's just the way it works. Okay? It's something those third parties specialize in. And there's a specific process in which they do it. Right? You could have an issue with that all you want. But to me, it's like very convenient to have an issue with these things when a fighter you like all of a sudden tested positive. All of a sudden you have an issue with things. Let me go over really quick. I don't have a lot of time, but what are not good explanations? Okay? Why did they let me fight if I tested positive? I took his dad is lying. Ryan is like, bro, they're lying. They think that sounds good, and maybe it does to a casual. Maybe it does to somebody who just doesn't know a lot about this stuff. Like, hey, if he tested positive, why did they let him fight? Right? The reality is that shit was in the lab getting tested. It takes 10 days, and you got guys like Ali Setback lying. We've been doing post-fight tests for years. A white test when it's already over. What's the point? It's called a deterrent. Vargas, his positive test came out after the De La Hoya fight. And shout out to Dwyer, who made this argument years ago. And it made sense to me then. And we're seeing in the flesh why the argument he made all the sense in the world. When people were saying, hey, you get tested right after the fight, you'll know that they have something after the fight anyway. So why do you need to do all these tests before the fight? Right? Because Mayweather wanted testing a month out, like before the fight with Manny Pacquiao. Right now, there's a lot of questions I have about that in general, but the one point Dwyer made was, okay, well, if they do fight, and Pacquiao knocks him out, and then he tests positive afterwards, right? Mayweather's going to look like a sore loser going around saying to this guy, hey, this guy was cheating. That's what people would have done. Ha ha, so what? You got knocked out. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. And like that, that's what people do, right? So we're seeing it here. Like we're seeing a guy that tested positive. People are saying it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So why the fuck are we testing then? Now my thing is this, Mars. We're saying that about Snack when maybe you have, I don't know, but like I didn't see anybody saying that Crawford is just some sus shit going on with Tez Crawford because he works with Snack. I don't remember any of that. Plenty of fighters work for Snack. Andrade with Snack. You got a lot of those that work with Snack. My only point is this, guys. Maybe there's a good explanation as to why. Maybe it is a contamination, and maybe, maybe Ryan didn't knowingly take it, and maybe you could show proof of that, right? I don't know. I'm letting the process play out. But this whole, because I endorsed Trump, so that's why I came out dirty. Oh, it's because Victor Conte had something to do with it. Or, can you believe Victor Conte's involved with VADA and all these people? Oh, my God. Can you believe this? I mean, y'all didn't give a fuck. Why didn't Ryan give a fuck about that or bring that up when you signed up for VADA? Why didn't you give a fuck about that before? Why didn't Ryan give a fuck about it when he was working with Snack? And your team in your corner has Snack t-shirts on. Why did you give a fuck about it then? You only gave a fuck all of a sudden. Beware anyone who tries to smear the other side or smear the entity that caught them doing some shit. That's always a red flag to me. Because if the facts are on your side, right? If all it is a contamination, you don't need to smear them. And beware of smearing only when it's beneficial. You ever you're cool with somebody, you've been cool with them for a while, you got no problem, you think they're your friend, blah, 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 and then you get in an argument, right? And they get so mad at you, and then they tell you how they really feel about you, right? All of a sudden, because they're angry. Well, beware of people like that. Because people like that, okay, they're not trying to be real. All right? They're not real. If they were, they would have told you how they felt before they got mad. Right? What's so real about Ryan? You were signing up for the VADA program, no problem before. But all of a sudden, you have all these problems with VADA. You're going to expose them for being this corrupt Illuminati organization because you tested positive. And for what I've seen, there's a decent possibility it was just a fucking contamination. But your knee-jerk reaction makes me wonder, well, was it a contamination? Because you're sure ain't acting like that's what it was. But I'm just putting that out there. The testing is done at a WADA accredited lab. Okay? That's where the testing is done. When the tubes show up to the lab, they don't have your name on them. They just have a serial number. They do the test. Boom, that's what it is. Positive, negative, here you go. That's all WADA does. So this idea that Bill Haney did some Mission Impossible shit, right? See if I can find that photo. No, hold up. See if I can find that photo. It's just hilarious. I'm going Yo. Oh, this is good. So Bill Haney or the Haneys or Conte, they snuck in, right? To try to frame our guy. Bill Haney broke into the water lab, right? He broke into the water lab. For some reason, I can't download this photo. I don't know what the fuck's up with this new laptop, bro. But I'll just share the screen. Bill Haney, right? He broke into the water lab, and he totally did this shit. This is Bill Haney. Or Victor Conte, right? They broke in and they did this shit. There's Bill Haney like monkeying with the results. You know what I mean? He's broken to the lab. First of all, how did he know which one was Ryan's? I don't know, because it doesn't have his name on it, but whatever, right? He knew. They conspired. They had the number 666 for the devil, and that's the number they put on it, so they know that's Ryan, right? Because they want to frame him. Illuminati 666 was a thing, and then he just broke in there. And Victor Conte totally like put like low levels of Austrian on the fucking sample. That's what they did. Or they lied on, or they went in there and monkeyed with the fucking computer and shit, and lied and shit. And then they did this message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. And you know what I mean? You have to get out of there ASAP. Here's a reality, guys. The defense is going to be contamination. He ain't going to sue VADA. Sue him for what? What are they going to sue him for? Doesn't it make sense? I'm going to sue VADA. For what? They broke into the water lab and they fucking put that shit in his. Give me a fucking break, bro. Okay? Victor Conte. I'm not the biggest fan of Victor Conte. Let me just put that out there. I think he sticks his nose where it doesn't belong way too often. I think he capes way too hard for the fighters he works with. I get all that. I get a lot of what you guys are saying, but that has nothing to do with the fact that Ryan Garcia worked with him before. Oops. Damn. Was I supposed to say that? And then his dad lies and said they didn't even know anything about Conte. I didn't even know who he was till recently. Like, you're lying. How the fuck you work with Snack, but you didn't know who Victor Conte was? You're lying, bro. And why do you have to lie? If they knew I was positive, I tested positive the day before, but they let me fight? This shit ain't a pregnancy test, bro. It's not one of those fucking COVID tests. What are we doing, bro? So maybe there is a good, maybe it is contamination, but the way you're acting isn't helping your case, bro. You're acting stupid about and I'm not the only one saying this, by the way. And I'm glad, shout out to Robert Garcia, who said this, right, on the podcast with his son and all them. I already knew this, but here's the thing. They don't put their name on the vial, bro. You know what I mean? It's a serial number. And then they have you you yourself. You need to put the shit in there. You need to cover it yourself and put the initial that you did it. This isn't you know what I mean? Like Victor Conte is not the one putting your shit in the vials, bro. Victor Conte ain't the one in the truck isn't the one that showed up to collect it and take it to the water lab. That's not the way it works, bro. Now, if you want to believe that, holy shit, that means you don't believe in Occam's razor, period. And as far as the trace amounts, let me just put it this way, okay? I'm not acting like I'm an expert on this. I'm not, guys. There's people that know way more about all this shit than me. Okay, I get that, right? But let me put it this way. Why is it in your system, bro? If it shouldn't be there, why is it there? Oh, but that amount isn't enough to enhance your performance. Okay, but why is it there? We don't know how much of it was already flushed out. Obviously, when people take this stuff, they're not intending to get caught. So if I see it, it's like this. If JC goes missing, sorry, JC. If JC goes missing, right? And nobody knows where JC's at. God damn, JC's missing, bro. What the hell's going on? And for whatever reason, they find a drop, just a small little speck of blood, of JC's blood in my home. Like, oh shit, what's that? We have to take this for testing, right? And they test it. DNA test shows, yo, that's JC's blood. Am I going to say, oh, come on, that's not enough blood for all of JC? You know how much blood JC's got? JC's got so much blood that, like, I mean, you really think that little speck of blood is enough to kill JC? Oh, we didn't say you killed him now. You know what it is? It's the Illuminati. Y'all found out who I voted for. Y'all got something against me. I finally go to church, and then this shit happens. You know what? That informant you work for, okay, committed all these crimes back in the day. I'm on you guys. Victor Conte is an informant, bro. That's what he is. Doesn't mean you got to trust the guy. I don't trust him. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't trust the guy. But he's got nothing to do with the testing. And if you were so anti-Conte, Ryan, why did you hire him at one point? And if you think he's so involved and he handles all of VADA, why did you do multiple fights with VADA? And why did you sign up for this fight with VADA? Why'd you sign away? Why'd you piss in those tubes? Why'd you let them take your fucking blood with a needle? Why'd you let them do all that if you don't trust them? You're going to let somebody you trust put a needle on you? You're going to give people you don't trust your fucking liquids, bruh? Your urine, okay, but you're going to give them your blood? Give me a break. I actually do think he did it. Chicano, that's a different story. You know what I mean? But now, if that's the way I act about the drop of blood, sorry, JC, then of course you're going to be like, why is he being so defensive? Why is he trying to smear the department? Or why is he trying to, like, he's smearing everybody? He's saying there's an agenda against him. And then he didn't even put the blood there. Then they planted the blood there in his house. And JC's blood was there, even though it was old and shit, like, or whatever, right? But they did that, something to do with it. Instead of just saying, oh, well, JC, he was just, oh, yeah, when JC was here, he cut himself, like, while he was, like, cutting the steak. Se cortó el way. I guess the blood fell on the floor. Like, he was here the other day. Look, when we took some selfie, look. Oh, look, he's wearing the bandage right there when he cut himself. If I have a logical explanation why his blood is in my house, then I would just explain it. And if I don't know, I'll say I don't know. Right? It doesn't automatically mean I murdered the dude. Right? However, it's there. And why is it there? And if I'm acting defensive about it, why the fuck are you acting defensive about it? Right? Plus, and JC was hanging out with that one dude that was a former informant, bruh. Why was he hanging out with an informant? What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. Anyway, that's all I got. I appreciate it tuning in. I do got to go. I'm actually a little late now, but it's all right. I thought, look. They came out from the bottom, bro. Like, and that's when Victor Conte almost hit the floor, like at the water lab, right? And then that black cartridge on the left hand, you see on the wrist, right there. That's where he has the Austrian. And then he put it on the vial. You know what I mean? Like, this shit's stupid, bro. Some of the things y'all saying is dumb, bro. Some of the things people are saying out there is stupid. All right? Do I think VADA should have got on the council of Victor Conte? No, I don't. But what the hell does that have to do with anything? Nothing. It has like give me a break. All right? A positive test is a positive test is a positive test. Maybe there's a good explanation why it's there. Give me the explanation and stop playing victim and stop going around saying that you were getting targeted and the Illuminati because you endorsed Trump and because, like, yeah, they totally knew you endorsed Trump when you took the test the day prior, right? Give me a fucking break, bro. All right? Give me a break. That's all I got. It's DStyle. I'm out. Peace.